Renzo Gang, how y'all feeling? Now today, this is another WrestleMania joint. This one is top WWE superstars want Alberto Del Rio back in WWE. Personally, I wouldn't trust Alberto Del Rio, but I mean, you know, I want to say I want to give him a chance, but at the same time, after his pass, it's kind of hard to give him a chance. So I don't know about that one. And it says sad news about Bronson Reed. And I'm thinking I'm gonna assume because Bronson Reed's gonna be challenging Roman Reigns at Clash in Paris. Excuse me. That's probably why they probably saying sad news for Bronson Reed, big Bronson Reed. So I really can't say, but I will say this: Clash in Paris should be pretty good. I'm not really thrilled on John Cena and Logan Paul main eventing. I don't know how to feel about that, so I'm not gonna talk too much on that. But I hope everyone's had an amazing day today, Renzo Gang. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I had a rough couple days. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Yeah, a lot has been going on. So if I seem like I'm down or I sound a little, a little out of it, I'm y'all forgive me. But it's been a rough couple days. With some personal things going on. So I just want to, keep promoting positivity onto my channel. And I really appreciate you guys, coming back and forth onto this channel, giving me some support. I appreciate y'all. So with that being said, we're gonna dive on into this. Let's get it, Renzo Gang.
What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including top WWE stars want a controversial name back, a WWE wrestler permanently injured, what's going on in NXT, Roman Reigns reacts to Naomi's pregnancy, is John Cena coming for world title number 8?
Shout out to Naomi and Jimmy Uso. I'm sorry, not Jay Uso. Congratulations, Naomi. You finally deserve it. You finally getting your wish. I'm happy for you, Naomi. I'm very happy for you. God bless you and Jimmy Uso. Y'all have a safe pregnancy. God bless y'all. And Naomi, you deserve it. So God bless you again. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
A WWE wrestler fighting to keep his job, Chris Jericho teases a Royal Rumble return, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling.
I keep hearing that Chris Jericho is supposed to be coming back. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure, he's going to the Hall of Fame, but, I don't know. That's Chris John.
And follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also, check out our new videos on WrestleMania XL.
So
let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, first story looks at top WWE stars want a controversial name back. Our top story today takes a look at a new report relating to Alberto Del Rio, and it turns out that numerous top WWE stars, including Roman Reigns, want Del Rio to return to the company. While speaking on Lucha Libre Online, Hugo Savinovich stated that stars such as Roman Reigns believe that Del Rio deserves another shot. And now let me touch briefly on Alberto. I told you yesterday I'd talk about this. Knowing that important people like Roman Reigns want Alberto back. The problem isn't a big star telling the office, I don't want Alberto here. No, when a big star and the other big stars say, you know what, Alberto deserves to come back because he's proven himself, this isn't about 1 month or 2 months, we're talking almost 4 years now. The AAA audience are pushing for WWE to bring back Del Rio, but the latest reports on that is that WWE really aren't interested in bringing back the rather controversial figure. If WWE do indeed decide to bring back Del Rio, even if it's just in AAA, then they open up the door for wider criticism, especially with Del Rio having some heinous accusations thrown his way over the years. Next up, a WWE wrestler permanently injured. Bronson Reed was seriously injured during War Games last year, and whilst Reed is able to wrestle without any complications, it turns out that Reed has been left with a permanent injury. The Raw star
I thought he healed up because he was gone for months. Like Bronson Reed was gone for months, though. I thought hope it ain't too serious.
Spoke on the post-Raw show this week, and according to Reed, he had to learn to walk again, and doing everyday things such as walking is extremely painful for him. I broke my talus bone completely in half. It separated and went apart. That's a very hard injury to come back from. I had my foot up like this, straightened for 3 months. My leg atrophied. I had to build all my muscle back up in this right leg. Had to learn.
That's probably why he barely been wrestling like that. If you notice, like when it comes to like the stable is Seth freaking Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. That's probably why they pushing Braun Breaker so hard.
To
Okay,
walk again
I
on this
guess
right leg, then
that
learn to
makes
run,
sense.
then learn to jump, and then eventually get in the ring and do everything we do in the ring. The crazy part about this is everyday life, walking around, running, doing those things, it's painful, but when I get in the ring, I forget it. For some reason, the doctors noticed that when I'm in the ring, I can do anything. Reed is now set for the biggest match of his career, as next weekend at Clash in Paris, Reed will collide with Roman Reigns in a 1v1 encounter. Next up, what's going on in NXT? Now, NXT superstar Jordan Grace posted a very interesting meme on her social media account on Instagram. In her story, she posted a meme saying, "Me watching all the married people at work flirt with each other." Now, we're not going to look too deep into that, but it's an interesting post nevertheless. Next up, Roman Reigns reacts to Naomi's pregnancy. And Roman Reigns took to his TikTok yesterday and posted a reaction to Naomi's pregnancy, and it's extremely wholesome.
Time to start over. Looks like he's got the youngest now. I don't got the babies, so we're in school. We're good. We're starting to empty our house out. He's got to start back over. That's awesome, though. Congrats. I love both of y'all.
Yeah, I like.
It's a blessing to have our family continue to grow.
Nothing that family is huge.
Completely godsend. Congrats, guys. Love y'all.
Roman Reigns most certainly knows the struggles they've had to go through with this pregnancy. Next up, top matches for a WWE PLE revealed. Now, whilst WWE have yet to confirm the September 20th Premium Live event, reports are now surfacing related to what matches WWE have planned for the WrestlePalooza show. According to PW Insider Elite, the planned two main events will be Brock Lesnar vs John Cena and Cody Rhodes vs Drew McIntyre. The word making the rounds backstage at Raw this week was that the planned main events for the 20th September WrestlePalooza event in Indianapolis were currently Brock Lesnar vs John Cena, which will be Lesnar's first bout since SummerSlam 2023, and the first Cena-Lesnar singles bout since 2014. WWE Champion Cody Rhodes vs Drew McIntyre, obviously card subject to change, but that's the current plan direction that we've heard. Now, this seems to suggest that WWE may be holding off on Rhodes vs McIntyre. The match won't be taking place at Clash in Paris. Rhodes is still filming the scenes for Street Fighter, and he still isn't currently set for any of the UK house shows before the PLE. Next up is John Cena coming for world title number 18. Could John Cena be coming for world title number 18? Well, on Instagram yesterday, Cena posted a random photo of Seth Rollins as world champion. And this has led to fans to believe that Cena wants to become world champion for the 18th time before he retires in December. Cena's Instagram feed is usually filled with random photos, but this particular photo has lit social media on fire. Cena recently labeled Rollins as one of his greatest opponents, and it's only logical that the two collide in some capacity between now and December. It's entirely possible that once Cena is finished with Logan Paul and Brock Lesnar, that he begins to feud with Rollins and pursues the world title. WWE could even have Cena confront Rollins to close out Clash in Paris, as we all know WWE love producing special viral moments. There are also theories online that Cena's going to wrestle inside the War Games match for the first time ever. Cena,
you know what? Let Cena wrestle in War Games. That'll be crazy if y'all let him wrestle in War Games. That'll be insane, bro. I mean, insane if y'all let him wrestle in War Games. But for real, I really wish John Cena would have came to North Carolina for real. Like, I never got to see one of my favorites. He was one of my favorites growing up. I never got to see Cena, so I hope I get to see John Cena someday. Well, it probably ain't gonna. It's not gonna matter because he's gonna be retired after December. That's it. So, crap.
Is currently advertised for Survivor Series War Games in November, and all signs point towards WWE delivering a War Games match between Seth Rollins' faction and the team led by Roman Reigns. Reigns recruiting Cena could make for fantastic television, as Cena competing in the War Games would be a huge attraction for WWE, particularly during Cena's retirement tour. Next up, a WWE champion addresses fans turning on her. Certain fans on social media have now been highly critical of Tiffany Stratton's women's title reign, and Stratton has finally had a chance to clap back at these critics. Stratton, who is currently the longest reigning champion on the main roster, appeared on the Babyfaces podcast, and according to Stratton, the criticism only began when she received a substantial push. Stratton.
Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, Tiffany Stratton, she's a natural heel. That's why it's like her babyface run is like, okay, that's just like, for example, Jade Cargill being a babyface. I'm used to her being a heel when she was over in AEW. That's what I'm used to. Just like when Tiffany Stratton was in NXT, she was a heel. That's what I loved about Tiffany Stratton. Now, it's like me saying her as a face. It's kind of cringy. I'm not gonna cap, bro. It's kind of cringy.
Would also declare that she stopped checking social media to avoid letting the critics get to her.
For me, I have become very good at like not even checking social media anymore. I literally just scroll on TikTok.
That's a good thing.
And I have like such a good support system. Like my friends and family are so amazing to me, and they always like reassure me if I do have doubts within myself. I think ultimately just like knowing your worth, and if you believe the good, you have to believe the bad. So you have to kind of like take the criticism sometimes and apply it and just be self-aware. But for the most part, I think staying off of socials has really saved my mental. And honestly, like people talking about me on the internet in a bad way, I think it's kind of silly, because I feel like those people would never be in my position. They would never be the WWE Women's Champion. So why would I be taking criticism or advice from somebody who I would not switch places with? So that's my take on it.
So great.
Interesting.
A lot of the criticism directed towards Stratton is more towards the booking of the reign, rather than directed at Stratton herself. It's a common consensus that the SmackDown Women's division isn't a highlight of the WWE right now, and WWE revisiting Stratton versus Nia Jax for seemingly the 100th time isn't going to generate any buzz or excitement.
Seriously.
Next up, huge creative changes in WWE. Due to Naomi's pregnancy, the creative plans for the women's division were thrown out of the window on Raw. According to Fightful Select, everyone was happy for Naomi and Jimmy Uso backstage, but it's now caused huge creative shifts. As one would expect, Naomi's pregnancy has caused some huge creative shifts. Everyone was ecstatic for her and Jimmy Uso backstage. WWE rushed out the previous episode of Stephanie's Places with Naomi and Jimmy Uso so they could film a second one and have it ready. Naomi was initially set to defend her world title versus Stephanie Vaquer at Clash in Paris, but obviously that isn't happening anymore. WWE have yet to announce how the new World Women's Champion will be determined, but logic would suggest that due to Vaquer being #1 contender, she'll be in a match in some capacity. The good news for WWE is that they have a stacked women's roster on Raw, and there are endless names that could easily be cemented as a new world champion. Fans have been throwing out names on social media, and some fans are even pushing for WWE to crown a first-time ever world champion and give a name such as Roxanne Perez, the huge W. Next up, a WWE wrestler fighting to keep their job. Ridge Holland is set to wrestle for Evolve, and according to the man himself via X, he's currently fighting for...
Bruh, I forgot he was still on the roster. He really just disappeared out of nowhere, because I really forgot that he was on the roster. Honestly, y'all, I've not been watching Evolve. I really haven't, so I feel bad.
His job in WWE, so the matchup is a huge opportunity to fight for his livelihood. Now, it's unknown if Holland is working an angle here, but Holland has gone from the main roster and main eventing Survivor Series to working Evolve, which is a major downgrade. Holland recently debuted a new persona known as the Steam Pig, and Holland is evidently hoping that this character catches fire and gets over enough for WWE to bring him back to the main roster. Next up, WWE planning...
Lion is over there, and Wendy Chu was over there, so I'm like, yo, Evolve. Woo.
The epic storyline. Last week on SmackDown, they began to tease a rivalry between the Wyatt Six and the MFTs, and it looks like a fully fledged rivalry is planned between the two factions. According to Body Slam, the feud is expected to take place at some point in the near future. Solo Sikoa's faction MFT, My Family Tree, which consists of newer members of the bloodline such as JC Mateo and Tangaloa, has been discussed for a short while now to feud with the Wyatt Six. There's no exact timeline at this moment, but the feud between these two factions is expected to take place at some point in the near future. This will hopefully...
Now, they were saying something about this, like the Wyatt Six, against the bloodline, just like when Bray Wyatt was still alive. They were talking about having Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, versus Bray Wyatt. Because they were in talks of having Bray Wyatt actually dethrone Roman Reigns at one point. Since technically Roman Reigns never beat Bray Wyatt for that Universal Championship. It was actually Braun Strowman, I meant. So that's interesting. And they were talking about doing the Wyatt Six. The Wyatt Six versus the bloodline, Roman Reigns' bloodline at one point. So that's interesting. And since technically they are like the top stables on SmackDown right now. So that's interesting.
Give SmackDown a hot storyline for the final few months of the year. SmackDown isn't the most exciting show in the world right now, and this feud could definitely help both stables. A lot of negative feedback related to Solo Sikoa's faction has come down to the lack of character development. Outside of Sikoa, fans have learned very little about the group and what their motivations are as a unit. Hopefully working with the Wyatt Six will help push WWE to deliver character development for each respective member, and in turn that should positively influence the crowd response to them.
Because the fans, they don't know who JC Mateo is. JC Mateo, he's formerly known as Jeff Cobb from, New Japan Pro Wrestling and United Empire stable. Talatonga, he's formerly known as Hikuleo, who's the younger half brother of Tama Tonga and younger half cousin of Tonga Loa. And what was I about to say? Oh yeah, Hikuleo, he came from New Japan Pro Wrestling. So that's, that's why they don't know who that is. And of course, Tonga Loa, they should know Tonga Loa. He, Tonga's brother, the Gorillas of Destiny, the face paint, New Japan Pro Wrestling. So that's why they don't know who they are. Most 9 times out of 10, a lot of WWE fans, wrestling fans, they don't watch wrestling outside of WWE. So of course they're not gonna know some of these superstars that come from, like the Indies or Japan Pro Wrestling. So
matches and segments. It's unclear if the feud will center around the tag titles, as the Wyatt Six are the current champions on the blue brand. It's possible that the MFTs could end up costing the Wyatts the titles, and that specific title change is used as a vehicle to take the feud to the next level. The beginning of the rivalry comes at an interesting time period, as we're just a few months away from the Survivor Series War Games PLE, and it wouldn't come as too much of a surprise to see the two teams settle a score at the event. And finally, Chris Jericho teases a Royal Rumble return.
Our
final story today takes a look at the latest when it comes to Chris Jericho potentially returning to WWE. Jericho has been a hot topic recently, as fans as well as some people within WWE believe that Jericho is on his way back to the company. And now Jericho has taken to his personal TikTok page to post a video clip of his iconic return at the 2013 Rumble. This is interesting because Jericho's AEW deal is set to expire at the end of the year. This would in theory allow Jericho to return at the Rumble in Saudi for a huge ovation. Is this Jericho actively teasing a Rumble return? Well, it'd be huge if he was. Jericho returning for one final WWE run makes all the sense in the world. He's a multi-time world champion for the promotion, and he's a bona fide Hall of Famer headliner. Jericho returning at the Rumble, having a Hall of Fame induction as well as one final WrestleMania match could be the way to go. Do you guys want Jericho to return? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
Yo, if they bring Chris Jericho back for the Royal Rumble, all I got to say is I better hear Judas. Honestly, I would like to hear Break the Walls Down, but I'd rather hear Judas. If that happens. If you just don't know. When it comes to Royal Rumble, you just don't know. So now as far as Alberto Del Rio, coming back to WWE, I don't know, it's kind of hard to want him to come back because of all the stuff that he's been through and all the stuff that he's done. I don't know. So I can't say. But I will say this, Renzo Gang. MFT, the Wyatt Six would be a crazy, crazy, crazy feud. If they do it right. If creative do it right, it'll be catastrophic. Tiffany Stratton's babyface reign is getting stale. I think it's time for her to go heel. It's time for her to go heel. To save her, because she's a little boring as a face champion. She needs to lose that belt and become a heel. I promise you. It's going to elevate. Roman and Bronson Reed, I can't wait to see that match. And I did not know Bronson Reed was permanently injured. I did not know that. Like, he looked good in the ring, but it do explain, about why in the vision, why they always been pushing, Braun Breaker. It makes sense. So you can say that. But Renzo Gang, unfortunately, I'm out of time, y'all. Post some comments down below. Let me know what you thought. If you enjoyed this reaction video, hit that like button, share, subscribe. And make sure you turn on that post notification bell so you be first to get your videos, Renzo Gang. I'm telling you don't want to miss it. I love y'all. I'm going to be better the next time I do these videos. I'm going to do better. Like I said, I had a lot going on, so just, bear with me. You can kind of hear it in my voice a little bit. I love y'all, Renzo Gang. See y'all next time. You feel me?